Hello, YouTube. There's Bub's Comics coming at you with the No Faces Comic Chat. Yes. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I got some complaints recently that my microphone was too loud. Little did they know it was actually me that's too loud. So I'm holding the microphone a little further away from my face, but not that much further. But I hope that this is well for everyone. Jackson Roy Kirk already in the house. Somewhat tailgating with the strung out readers. That's about right. All right. So with us, as always, we have the great, the very rarely late Roger, aka what happened? Metarog. Hello, Roger. How's it going?
Greetings, everyone. Great to be here on another Monday night with these two gentlemen. One that I am suffer with every week, and one that I am ecstatic is here.
Oh, well, I already know which one I am. And so to introduce the other one, we have with us new to the show, but an old friend of the show, an old friend of the chat. Glad to have him. Glad he's here, and we're just glad for a lot of things. We have us, all right, yeah. We have us, Scoons Comics say, hey there, Scoony.
Hello, everybody. I am so excited to be here. Some people dream about the Tonight Show, the Late Show, but I have dreamed of being on the No Faces Comic Chat. I'm tremendous. Yes.
Glad to have you. Sorry we can't see you flex those guns like we usually do, but
it's the dozens and dozens of fans are so disappointed. I know.
Oh yes, yes. All of them are they're just dying. They want to see that tight T-shirt, that tight hat, and that tight smile. Oh, we got Unruly Simeon in the house. He's a big fan of tight stuff. We got the Jimmy the Geek aficionado in the house as well. Jackson Roy Kirk still hanging around, loving that Crow and Tom Servo. I am as well.
Yes.
Metarog's here, although we don't even invite him anymore. I think he's like spamming my email. We got Chunky Monkey Comics. Hey, y'all. Hope everyone is doing well. Actually, just because it's Chunky Monkey and that's a ice cream flavor, I had cold creamery, or what is it? Cold Stone Creamery. I had it about an hour ago. It was fantastic. So I highly recommend ice cream to anyone. There's your hot tip of the week. We got Scott 424 in the house. Bake the Snake. Robert saying what's down, all y'all players. We got TK's Batcave. I think he just started a channel. Everybody go over, sub up TK's Batcave after about an hour and 22 minutes of being here listening to Roger talk about one book, likely. Oh, no, wait, that's his other show. And we got Roger in the house. Monkey. Yep, Cold Stone. That's good stuff. All right, good to have you all here. Glad you could all make it. Sorry for the late warning of when the show started. I'm sure I'll get a lot of notes later about I didn't realize it was Monday. I didn't know it was 7 o'clock. What happened to the stuff? So we appreciate you guys coming here. Who's your nerd? There's a fellow Indiana boy.
Yes.
So that's right. Just stay across the border, you guys. That's all I ask. I'm not allowed to cross the border, so don't worry about me coming up there. I've got nobody wants me up there. Hey, Gretzky.
Nobody wants you in Kentucky either, but you're still there.
Yeah, well, I bought a house, so they'll have to deal with me here. I love Disney and Comics is here as well. TK's Batcave, he just started a channel. Everybody go check him out at an hour and 22 minutes if you've not been told to do so already. And so that's the early chat rundown. We'll do the full chat rundown with Roger's chat rundown, patent pending. So let's talk a little bit about who we are tonight. And tonight, let's see, Scoon, do you know the name of our team tonight?
Oh my gosh, I didn't even see it before we started. Who are we? What amazing title, our team name do we have this evening, gentlemen?
Yeah, that's the question to you. Go ahead, fire away.
We are the Page Turners. No? Yes? Close?
No, not even. I think you didn't get a single word out of it. I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure, but I think it was a complete strikeout.
I'm failing already.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a long one, folks.
I know. Oh, the drawn
Failure's expected here, Scoon. Don't worry.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. We are the Roger. Go ahead. Take it away. Who are we?
The drawn-in reader.
Oh, how did you guess?
I don't know. It was like an epiphany. That's all I can say.
Oh, that's great. We're big fans of Mystery Science Theater 3000 here on the No Faces Comic Chat. I say we. It's. I know it seems like the royal we, but it really isn't. It's the singular we, because I've not asked Roger at all if we, as a collective,
as usual.
Group. Yes, but Roger, are you a fan of the Mystery Science Theater 3000?
Yeah, I like to see those old, those. That kind of reminds me of the Muppet Show where you had those guys up in the balcony.
Oh yeah,
and they heckle everything. Yeah, it kind of reminds. That's a science fiction version of the Muppet Show. Yeah,
that works. Waldorf and Astoria, I think their names are.
Waldorf and Statler, man. Come on.
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
That was pretty close. I think
you were.
I got 50% of the team right. I mean, that's not bad. I mean, it's not good, but it's not bad. Hey, look, there's all kinds of new people in the chat. Roger, what are you doing? Where you been?
I'm right here.
Well, fine.
I don't get a word in edgewise here until you run out of batteries here initially.
Hey, I just bought a new set of batteries. Look, it's a button battery.
Yeah, well,
take care of that.
Since you stopped there, we have Mr. Gretzky, Archie collector extraordinaire in here. We got Comic Mag Musings, Bill, another great channel who's started here in the last few months. And the Grey Man, all the way from the UK, is here. And we got Tim the Comic Collector, whose meteoric rise here in the YouTube community is going to get to 1,000 very, very soon.
Well,
we got Scott.
As well he should.
As well he should, yes. We got Scott424, I believe, previously known as Scott Neely. And I
didn't know that. Is that Scott Neely?
I do believe so.
I think I did know that because it's the only other Scott that I've ever known with a K. So I think I did. I remember recognizing that because I think on Instagram he went by Scott and the numbers. So I had made the connection then.
Oh, and Edwin the Comic Jabroni just.
Hey, Jabroni! What do you say?
He's actually stationed, I think, in Georgia. So he's been doing all his videos, away from his family and so forth. And thank you for your service, sir. We appreciate it very much here on the No Faces Chat.
That's a good man right there. And his Instagram is filled with, he does some live kind of, I don't know, I guess they're live videos, but they're really short, but they're on Instagram and he's usually doing them from the gym or whatever. Very motivational. Really help you kick those last 10 pounds or put on an extra 10 because you're probably not going to look like he does by the time you're done. So just give up now. But if you're looking for if you're looking for motivation, go to his channel, not mine. There you go. Next.
And I put the link to Scoon's Comics down here in the chat. If you haven't, for whatever mysterious reason, seen Scoon's hauls, trust me, you'll want to. He is amazing,
How did you do that? How did you put the link in there?
Well, because I am a moderator, so
we'll fix that. Is that what that little blue wrench means?
That's what that little blue wrench means. Yeah.
All right, I'm on it. Don't worry.
So Scoon, I've gotten all kinds of texts here that everybody wants to hear your intro that you usually do on your channel. It's famous. It is one of the most iconic, intros here on YouTube. So would you please satiate your fans and regale us with your intro?
Let me see if I can modify it a bit here. Let's see. Hello again, everyone. No Faces Comic Chat here for another exciting, oh so thrilling comic book chat. Yes.
Yeah.
God, I can feel the enthusiasm, guys. Yes.
Excellent. Yeah. Excellent little modification there. Very good. Very good.
Yes,
very good.
Thank you again.
Absolutely. So
I would have squeezed him for a super chat, but Roger's a lot more kind.
Man.
The first taste is free, guys. First
Taste is free, right? Requests the encores cost you $5.
That's right. That's right.
There you go.
All right,
man.
who's next?
It's great to have Scoon over here.
Absolutely.
Great to have Scoon.
You still chatting out the chat? We're about 15 minutes in. Where are we at?
Yeah. We got Mike Area 51 is in here all the way from Canada. He just had Canada. Yeah, he has a really good video with cheap action figures from Walmart and stuff. If you can find.
You mean
Bad Dad 320?
Inexpensive.
Inexpensive, yeah. I mean, I paid like $1 for some of these Spider-Man Far From Home figures, and just
wow.
And speaking of bargains, we've got Bad Dad 320, who has, oh my gosh, probably the most amazing Silver Age collection I've seen that I think bought originally or he inherited, and oh man, it's just amazing stuff. What can I say? Every time I see his wall back there and his spinner rack, my somewhat fragile ego is totally shattered.
Well, I would think that your totally fragile ego is somewhat shattered, but that's okay.
Well, that's another way of putting it. Yeah, I guess you could put it that way. Yeah, sure. Anyway, check out Bad Dad 320 if you want to cry, you're still have to sleep tonight. Go see his videos with his wall. That's all I'm saying.
All right, who else you got? Don Dizzle's in the house.
Don Dizzle and Samuel David with that great looking cup of coffee or whatever it is.
Don Dizzle, that's the former Comic Don. He changed his name.
Correct. Yep. Comic Don. That's right. Very, very true. Very true.
And that looks good. And that's making me thirsty.
Yeah, it does look good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, Area 51's got a big package coming in the mail. Sorry for the awkward pause.
Comic Mag. Oh, okay. I guess he's talking to Bill that he's got a prize package for you. There you go. You see,
nice.
We're here in the No Faces chat. We bring the community together here. You see what we do?
Absolutely. Everybody get together.
We are the nexus here of the community.
And here we've got James Gallegos. Woo!
Woo, James.
Now,
all the way from New Mexico.
Is he?
Yes.
I thought he was from Old Mexico. I guess maybe they spruced the place up.
Gonna be a long evening.
Yeah, and we're only 1/8 of the way through. I calculated it.
And we still haven't shown any comics really for this topic. So that's the way we roll around here.
That's right.
Yeah, we waste a lot of time all the way through.
Seeing as how the Scoon old buddy, flubbed so hard, a big old swing and a miss on the team name for tonight.
True.
And we want to get it right for the topic because that can get confusing. So we'll go to our good old buddy, Scoon. What's the topic?
The topic this evening is comic book covers that compel you to not just buy the comic, but make you desperate to open that sucker up and read the comic. You have to know what the heck is happening in this book. And that's what we're going to chat about this evening.
That sounds fantastic. Let's see. Who wants to go first? First of all, whose topic was this? And I must mention this. Even though Roger failed miserably last week at securing either a guest or a topic. And although I was obviously very kind to him and would never have been to him in any way, the chat was rough on him. So he took it to heart and he was going to this week make sure. So I think by the time we ended the chat last Monday night, Roger had already secured a guest who apparently had nothing better to do for the entire week and or month. And
oh man.
And also, so I was wondering who picked the topic. Did Roger also, because Roger was supposed to pick the topic.
No, I did not. You see, listen, when I have a guest, this is what I think. A guest should be comfortable. I know this is anathema to you, Bub, right? But a guest should be comfortable when he is a guest, and we should, sing his praises and make his transitions as easy as possible. So I asked Scoon, hey, do you have a topic that you would like us to talk about? And this came out, I think he got back to me in a few minutes, and I thought it was a fantastic topic. Mm-hmm. So I said, I'll run it by Bub, but I guarantee you this is going to fly, and it did.
So basically you're saying that you didn't pick the topic like you said you were going to, and then push it off on old Scoon, old buddy.
I never said I would pick it. I said I would have one. I never said I would pick it. I said I would have one.
All right.
Semantics, I know, but there's a subtle difference there.
Yes. Well, oh well. That's okay. We'll take it. We're just glad to have a guest and a topic. Really, it doesn't matter where either one of them comes from. So,
Bub, I'm blushing over here, man. Come on.
Hey, and by the way, I do everything in my power to make guests very comfortable, because basically he could be wearing a smoking jacket right now. We have no idea. He could be completely, in the buff or laying in his bathtub trying not to drop the laptop. We don't know. He could be as comfortable as he wants to be. He could be 3 sheets to the wind. It's all good here on Comic Chat.
Oh boy.
I think that's pretty much the way to go. I'm just saying. Look, Rob wants to pick the topic. Look, now, one thing I'll say about Rob is that he finally moved his rubber finger or whatever to the other side of his mouth. So now we know that it's not something worse. So we're thankful to Rob for that. Thanks so much. And but other than that, no, he ain't picking no topic. Don't trust him. We love you.
When Bub says we, Scoon, he harassed Rob so much in one of these chats that he made him move his cigar or mirrored it to the other side. That is Bub and his welcoming attitude, his hospitality. That's how he functions here.
I feel the love and embrace of Bub from here. I feel welcome. This is fantastic.
You gotta tell me what you're wearing before I'll agree to an embrace. There's gotta be at least 2 inches of cotton between us for you. Hey, Jambo in the house.
Oh, man.
Welcome, Jambo. I was in your neck of the woods. That's why we were kind of late getting onto the show. I was hanging out in your neck of the woods all day today, most of the day.
Stopped by. Taking out your house, Jambo, to see if you were leaving.
Yeah, I made a special appointment with one of his comic shop owners so that I could get a looky look inside while they were closed today. So that worked out really well for me. I'll tell you what I got later.
I wasn't far from the truth. Let me put it that way.
No, that's true. So good to have everybody in the house. So, Roger, why don't you? And it's only because I left something in the car. So I'm going to let you go first. I'm going to need about 3 minutes to go get what I forgot in the car. So
all right, very well.
But I'm listening.
Well. All right. All right. Is there any way we can throw him out while he's gone? No.
I'll just promise you won't break from tradition and say anything interesting while I'm gone. Okay, I'll be right.
That'll never happen in this show. Okay, so Scoon, when you first came up with this topic, this sort of, to me, this kind of goes into 2 different categories. The way you said it, right? Is the cover itself compelling enough that it's like you have to know what's going on, or is it puzzling? So is it so mystifying that you have to find out what it is that they're trying, that's going on the cover, because you're just so confused, or you're just not sure about what's going on.
That's a real fine line. I prefer the ones that just grab you by the throat and the image is so striking that you just have to know what's going on. But I'm also a fan of the your Superman's girlfriend Lois Lane comics, the Silver Age Superman books that are just so outlandish that you're like, wait a minute, Superman turned into a lion? Why is Superman a lion? I have to pick this up. I don't know if I'd buy that off the stand, but I definitely, if I were a kid, I'd plop down and read that sucker and try to figure out what in the world is happening there.
Right, exactly. That's perfect. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Some of them are just so bizarre, or so confusing that you just
Yes.
you don't have enough time when you're, at least I was when you're at the spinner rack to flip through and find out what it is. So you have to take it home, right?
Yes.
But the former is, I think, the one that we are, that we're going to concentrate on. So let me just start with one, and then you can hit another one there, Spoon. Well,
Okay.
I guess I'm up here for now. But this is one that, man, when I saw this, of course, everything is contextual, right? So you have to know, of course, a little bit about the relationship between Thor and Odin, and how at some points, Odin has sort of, been a, if you're a father, that sometimes, you have to have that tough love, for your son.
Absolutely.
Right? You just can't let him run amok and do whatever he wants, because later on that's going to pay dividends that you don't want to pay, essentially. So when I saw this cover, and it's got these deep reds, notice that in the back you can tell there's been some kind of battle or going on. There's like rubble here. There's smoke pouring out from the gauntlets of Odin and from the body of Thor. So that he has blasted him, and then it says here, down here, this little blurb here, to the loser death. Wow. Now we're talking here.
Yes,
I mean, so you're saying
serious.
Now it's getting serious right now. This is more than just, hey, you got in a fight in school, so you're stuck in your room for a week. No, this is serious stuff. So when I saw this one, Scoon, I had to find out what was going on inside. I just had to buy it. There was no way I was leaving that spinner rack without buying this. And I think this is one of those covers that you were talking about.
Yes, that is a tremendous example. That is some Bronze Age Marvel, some of my favorites. That is a very compelling book, which I have never seen before. What issue number is that? I'm going to have to write that down.
That's 217.
217. That's going on the giant, never-ending list.
Oh yeah, I have one of those too.
Absolutely.
Hey, he's back.
I never really left. Turns out my wife brought it and put it in the kitchen table. So
okay.
It was just the baby.
That's fine.
Oh well, it's only 90-some degrees out. Big deal.
Yeah.
Check listings. Yes.
That's what I said.
No, I'm not going to put up a human fly cover.
Oh, they teasing you already about the human fly rod?
They already got me on. They already got me on the human fly.
My newsletter.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Well, I mean, look at Rob's comment. Really? Did Bubs say he visited an adult bookstore? Let me tell you something. They don't let me in the children's bookstores anymore. So where am I supposed to go?
I wonder why.
They say I'm a bad influence or something.
I wonder why.
I don't know what they're talking about. Oh, goodness.
Okay, well, I put one down, Bub. I don't know who you want next.
Well, who do you think? Hey, look at Tara. Can look at Tara over there.
Tara Kanjakity.
Man, you're good at that, Roger. I got to tell you. About halfway through a name in general, I give up because I'm like, man, I'm no good at this. I'm just no good at it. And I've probably mentioned before, but my at work, I deal with a lot of international clients, like 9 out of 10 of them. And man, it's hard on a guy who's not real good with names like me. It's all day long. They start meshing together. Someone will call. I'll write down their name, and I can't read it back to the person who the message is for. I'm like, look, this guy called. What's his name? I don't know. Like, what's his number? Boy. It's on redial. But anyway, thank you, Tara, for joining us. Always lovely to have a lovely person here with us. So thank you. All right, go ahead, Schooner. Tell us what the story is.
All right. First one I'm going to go for here.
Well, that was great. All right, Roger, is it your turn?
I think one of the big aspects of a comic that you got to grab depends on the guest star / if there's a big fight. And you get that right here with Avengers 110. And this is featuring Magneto and the X-Men. Oh, I got a big glare.
Wow.
That's okay.
Hey.
Yes, I like this one a lot because we have Magneto. I did it. Magneto, have destroyed the X-Men, and the Avengers are next. You see that, and you're like, well, what the hell's happening in this book? What? The X-Men are in this? Magneto's in this? Is he going to fight the Avengers? Oh, my God. Here's my 20 cents.
Take my money, please.
Yep, agreed. I almost picked that one, Scoon. So great. Gil Kane cover. Cyclops there, just like a rag doll, and the Avengers coming up behind him, and he's sort of like peeking over his shoulder. Yeah, great cover, fabulous.
Love it.
I like it. All right, what do we? Oh, is it me?
It is you, sir.
Oh, dang it!
Hold
on.
You.
Gotta be a book.
It's always you, bub. Always and forever.
Actually, so this is new to the collection. Everybody's seen this book before, though. But this book, I think, is definitely a book. I remember when this came out, and I was like, oh, my gosh, what has happened? What's happening? Had to have it. And so eventually, 30 years later, I got it. But, yes, I think that one counts. I love it. It's coming out of the water. And if you recall, her death was very quick. Like it's an all of a sudden kind of thing. So to have her come back like that was huge. So
yeah, she burned up in that shuttle, or they thought that she did.
Yeah, they obviously yes, they thought.
That is a good one, and that cover's been, ripped off, homaged, whatever, so many times.
Oh yeah, they love it. X-Men's ripped that cover off themselves countless times.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, at least twice that I know of.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Classic.
That's a good one.
All right. Yep. What you got there, somebody? Oh, Roger. That's right.
You want me to go next? All right. Here we go. Let me see. Let me pick one out here. All right. Here's one, since we're talking about Magneto and so forth. Again, I like the obscure cover, so that's generally what I go with. I'm not going to go with these keys and all this, right? So, Supervillain Team Up number 14. And notice you have a Byrne Austin cover, first of all. And Doom finally did it, guys.
Oh, my gosh.
He did it. He took over the world. He is the supreme leader. Everybody else is bowing before him, as you can see. And he has done it.
Again.
Why? How? I gotta know how. Doom finally he's triumphant. I have to find out why. Of course, it doesn't last long, but this is one when I saw it. First of all, the Byrne Austin cover sold me. I would have bought it just on that. But when I saw that, the context of the cover, I was like, oh yeah, I gotta find out what's going on in here. So yeah, like you said, Scoon, a quarter and a nickel. Here you go.
Oh yeah, take it.
Take my money. It
has to come home.
Absolutely. All right, what do we got? We got gold Scoon, old buddy.
I got you. All right, and then besides having a good guest star or a good fight, if you have something that's just so shocking, so compelling, you have to bring it home, even if it's a book you're not really buying. Like, for example, G.I. Joe 55. They're all unmasking. Cobra Commander, Destro, Snake Eyes, all unmasking. I have to buy this. I will bring this home. I have to see. That's a great cover. I love it.
I love it too.
That's cool. That's a cool little twist. I didn't even think of that. The unmasking of characters that we've seen for years and we didn't know what they look like.
Sure.
I like that. Well, you guys know I got to show this book at least once per chat. So.
Yeah, I knew that was coming.
Don't you got to know? Because for me, a lot of my comics, not a lot, well, a portion of my collection is pretty much all devoted to, the oddities, the things that are just weird, inappropriate, whatever. And this one fits all those bills. And when you saw this, you had to know what was going on inside. And you may never, because it's cracked. It's in the case there, but you just gotta have it. So
You know, I was a big Alf fan as a kid, and this cover has hurt my soul a little bit every time it comes up here.
Oh, are you a big fan of seals or something?
No, there's no way I can win the next comment. A pass.
A very smart man. He knows how to get out when the fire's getting hot. Yeah. Very smart man.
All right, fair enough.
Oh,
Want your Rifleman comic bug? Hey, what do you mean? I know. He wants to know what happens in the log cover. Yeah, we'll get on that. Let's see. All right, who's up? Old Roger, my boy.
Okay, old Roger. All right. Now, Captain America had, so many great covers, impactful covers, shall we say. So I picked a few of them, but this is one, again, a very young Metarog saw this on a spinner rack in 7-Eleven. Huge Cap fan. My parents were adopted by this country, and they lived the American dream. So I found that that the icon, that the representative of that company for me, for a company, the country for me was Captain America, and to see him tied onto a chimney stack with obviously beaten and bruised, and you see Falcon, and although this is Captain America, I didn't know that at the time. This is Steve Rogers. Bowing their heads, like they're not rushing to try to save him. That this guy is deceased. So I was like, no, it can't happen. Well, thank God it's not true. It was, I think his name is Roscoe who got killed. But when I first saw this, I had to buy it. I was like, I couldn't believe it. I was incredulous. And so I had, for my own sanity, I had to find out what was going on in here. And thank God that it's not what I thought.
That is a great cover. Is that the actual one you got off the spinner rack?
That is the actual one. Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm so
wow.
That's amazing. That's great.
I love it. Look, poor Scott.
Spoiler. Listen, this is 40-some years old. What am I spoiling at this point?
It was the next book in his long box to read. No.
Schooner Rooter.
Yes, sir.
What do you got? I'd try not to spoil anything like old Roger did.
Bub, I picked this one out just for you, my friend. So I've shown a book that's got a good guest star, a good fight, another one that was shocking, compelling imagery. The other factor I think that makes you want to read a comic is something hilarious. Or with a pretty lady on the cover, doesn't hurt either.
Or both.
So we got Justice League America number 34. Great Adam Hughes cover. I remember this. Booster Gold and Blue Beetle had somehow got themselves a resort, purchased an island. It's everyone knows the Justice League run. It's great. This is just one of my favorite covers. The look on Fire's face, serving them their beverages there is just priceless. I love it.
That's great.
I have that one. Scoon. And and if you know about the history, Fire is not very crazy about those two.
No.
So for her to serve them, it's like, what? No, it can't be. This is a dream sequence, right? It's not.
I do have that book. I've not read it.
You do?
Yep, I've got that one. Believe it or not.
I'm shocked by this information, sir.
As am I to say it. There's my choice. Now, this one is very personal to me. Not only is it got to be, I think, the most compelling cover in history, because the character is compelling you to come a little closer. He's daring you to read this book. But although it is I guess you would say kind of a portrait cover, right? Or whatever you call it these days, because it doesn't tell you anything about the story, right? Nothing about it that signifies the actual story. But man, does it draw you in and just made me want to know more. And this is the book that got me back into collecting. So for me, there's no doubt that this book was a compelling book. So, and it made me, not only it was the first book I bought to get back into collecting, but it made me pick up the entire series, because after reading it, I had to know how it ended. So I picked up the whole series, and then that snowballed into, finishing the series with my Uncanny X-Men run, and then picking up all the rest. So it was just the way to go. So this book has a key place in my heart and in my collection. So I'm glad. And I didn't press it or anything. I wanted it preserved just the way it was when I picked it off the rack. So there you go.
Very nice.
Fantastic
Very nice.
choice.
Yeah,
Very nice.
that's my big wiener. All right, what do we got? We got Metarog. Oh, what is? He's got nothing. Oh, Roger, are you there? Oh, okay.
I'm here. I am here. You can't get rid of me. I'm like that squatter that has the legal right because he's been there 8 years or whatever. So anyway,
wait, tell us.
This is
squatter. Is he here in the chat?
Yeah. I'm a squatter of the chat. I'm the squatter of the chat. That's my new official title here. Yeah.
Very nice.
So again, this is one of those that it was, to me, it was strangely compelling. First of all, you rarely saw this is from the 1979, 78, 79, somewhere 79, right? So I did buy, this is my copy that I bought off the rack as well, right? And you rarely saw heroes drinking alcohol because you have the comics code over here.
Yeah.
And generally speaking, that was frowned upon, right? And here we have Tony Stark in his armor with a 3-day shadow, sweating, disheveled hair, all looks, it looks like my hair a few weeks ago before I finally got a haircut, except that he has better bangs than I do. And then you have the armor, the faceplate facing you here. And obviously there's something going on here. You know that he in the previous issues, he'd been drinking heavily. So I had to find out what happened here. Did he is he just totally, did he go villain on me? What happened? So this is one of those that, you put down the 2 quarters and you bought a bubble gum and you went out to the curb and you started reading it because it was that compelling.
I like that you said that too, because I like the books where you love it so much you can't even get home. Like I still do that. There's still books I pick up at the comic shop where I'm like, I gotta read this in the parking lot before I even get home. I love it.
Yeah.
All right.
That was one of those. Absolutely. Yeah.
All right, Scooney, baby, what do you got?
So we've had our guest star, we've had our fight, we've had our shocking, compelling, we've had funny. This book, I feel, ties them all together. One of my favorite books, Green Lantern 25, Who Will Be Earth's Green Lantern? We've got Hal Jordan finally getting tired of Guy Gardner, who is just comics' biggest jerk at this time. We've got the Justice League guesting. We've got Blue Beetle, an elongating man, betting on the fights. I love this book. This is one of my favorites. How could you not want to take that home and read it? You have to, even if you're not a big Green Lantern fan, aren't you just dying to know what happens in this book? It's great.
That is cool. I've never seen that one before, actually, Scoon.
That's a big wiener right there. I like it.
That is cool. I like that little question mark. That would, that's the one, like, Green Lantern? Like what? Is that him? Is he possessed? What? Yeah. Cool.
Whose turn is it?
Your turn, I think.
Oh man, I'm not ready. Oh yeah, I am. No doubt about this one, guys. Here's another one, and I know that there is. Hey, look at this. Jambo's asking Carter. Bill knows the score. All right, let's get it loaded up. Do we want the fast one or the slow one? Up close, far away. Here's the one we win with.
There we go.
There you go. Thank you, Comic Bag Musing, for the $2 super chat. And Linda is running to your side to tell you thank you. And one of those thank yous you get to choose. And that's about what we got there. So thank you again, Bill. Appreciate all your hard work and whatever it is you do for a living and sharing some of that living with us. So.
Just a tiny bit of the living is now in Bub's coffers. Let's put it that way.
See, Jambo was asking where's Linda. He must have missed a couple of episodes. Linda's in the break case in case of super chat is only. That's where she's living right now. So that's it's a pay per Linda situation we got going on here. $2 minimum. And I was gonna. Hey, what are you showing books for already? There, Scoon. Get off the. All right, hold on. There it is.
It's my first show. I'm sorry.
Ever?
Yes.
Scoon the newbie.
Scoon the newbie. All right, we got Secret Wars number 8. Now, I personally don't care for 252 at all. But this book, I remember as a kid, blew my mind. I couldn't believe it. It was beautiful. And all the stuff going on in the background. All that. I mean, we can say, of course, Spidey in the black suit. And I saw this before I saw 252. I know continuity and everything else, but this is the first book I saw. And all that amazing stuff going on in the background blew me away.
Zek is amazing with those background scenes. Just
I've got to know what's going on in that book.
Yeah, fabulous.
And, you know, and yes, it's a key, but it's a key because it was a great book, not because, you know, I mean, it's just an amazing cover. It really does its job all the way in at number 8. Of course, number 1 is pretty good too. That drew me
Actually,
in.
that I have another one in that run, which I picked as well. And that honestly, that whole run has, man, some really compelling covers when you think about it.
Once the Beyonder shows up, the cover,
holding up the mountain, you know,
the one I think of,
yeah. I love that one.
So yeah, good pick. That's a great pick, Bub. That's not a good pick.
Yes,
that's a fabulous pick. Yeah.
All right, what do we got? Who's up next? Roger, I think.
I am. Okay, so I've been talking a lot about this book lately. I was on Jay Hood's show last week, and we were talking about this.
You 2-timing us, Roger?
Well, I guess 3-timing us because I've been on other shows as well. But this is one of those that now this is later on. This I did not get off the spinner rack. This I got in the LCS, and I had seen, you know, the previews of this cover, right? Okay, first of all, George Perez, check, right?
Yep.
Second,
absolutely,
Superman, check, right? Now we have a Pieta cover with. You know that she's gonna, you know, we pretty much knew that she was gonna die. We didn't know how and if it was gonna stay, but we knew it. And then you have all these mourners here in the background. Okay, look at them, look at that. And they each have very good detail. You can tell which every character was, and they're all in this purple and like almost like they are like shadows, sort of witnessing this incredible moment in history. And guess what? That's exactly what this issue was. John was asking, hey, do these covers measure up to the stories inside? Well, I'm going to talk about some that don't. This one exceeded it. Okay. Beautiful cover. Obviously, you see that she has been through a major battle, ripped up, her totally bruised, battered, bleeding. Kryptonian bleeding is a rare kind of thing. And you have this big sun or whatever this is, it's or portal, whatever this is in the background. Just a beautiful cover, compelling, and to me, it was like $1.25. Here's 2. Just give it to me. All right, I'll overpay for this one because it was just that good, and it did deliver plus.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a definite winner there. And you know that I'm not a huge George Perez fan, but
blasphemy.
I know.
This is what I got to put up with. This is what I got to put up with here, Scoon.
I know. Hashtag poor man Schomburg. That's all I got there.
Poor man Schomburg. Yeah.
Hey, Biggie Shack, what's going on?
Hey, Biggie.
All right, who do we got up next? We got well, it's either Roger or me or Scoon.
Well, I already previewed it because I was the newbie and put it up here first. So I put it up here again.
Hey, I had no idea you were going to pick that book.
Woo!
Amazing Spider-Man 39. I mean, what else do you have to say? Look at this cover. John Romita Sr. Spider-Man is unmasked. His arch nemesis, the Goblin, has him. What in the world? How is he going to get out of this? I've got to buy this. This was on the back wall of the first comic shop I started going to when I was a kid, and I desperately wanted it, and it was far outside of my price range, of course. And eventually, a couple of years later, that was still on that wall, and I made a deal with the owner, and I got this book, and I am super thrilled to have it in my collection. It is gorgeous.
Yeah, agreed. One thing I've always noticed about this cover, which is different, it has that 12-cent price right smack in the middle of the comic.
It's true. That is odd.
You notice that? I guess they didn't want to like obscure a little bit of the Green Goblin's face or that smoke on the other side.
Well,
So
yeah,
they
if you
put it
lose the
right
smoke,
there.
you lose the whole thing, Roger.
You
Come
lose
on.
the whole effect. So, but you're right. A gorgeous cover. He's like at his mercy. He could drop him at any time. He's tied up. He would have fallen, died. He knew who he is. Fabulous choice. Absolutely agree 100%.
Excellent. Excellent.
All right, who do we got up next? Oh, wait. Oh, it's me. All right.
Hey.
Sorry. This is my first show. All right. So up next, this one, I have to tell a little story on myself. I love the cover. It's classic. It became, I guess it was always a key book, but it became a hot book, but whatever. I had it before then. I'm not worried about that. Because it was one of my son's favorite characters. But what got me was my stupidity. So here's Thor 337. So you say, well, what drew you in about that book? Well, because when I first saw it, I thought that was going to be the new Thor. I had not seen anything prior to this that had that guy on there. And I thought something happened to Thor. Not only, I mean, it's crashing the traditional. First, I love when characters interact with the trade dress. I think that's amazing. So there's Thor getting beat up by the hammer, crashing everything, says the mighty Thor, and he's got Mjolnir. That's clearly Mjolnir.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that was the new Thor. And I guess, obviously, I was wrong, and that's not the point of the book. But I thought that was Thor, and I had to know what the heck happened to Thor.
Yeah.
So there you go. So sometimes they pulled me in just because I was too stupid to know any better. But there you go. Still works, right?
That's a great one.
Yeah, that's a good one. That is a good one. Yeah, I mean, I when I saw it, I thought to myself, somebody else usurped Thor's hammer and or took over his body and some kind of grew into his body. I had all kinds of things going through my head and they were all wrong.
Yeah, but it could have been any of those things because at that time, of course, Thor being a cosmic character, anything's possible, right?
Yep.
And at that time in the Thor run, they were really exploring a lot of new characters and new stuff, which, prior to that, Thor has like the longest run of non-keys. Like it's a huge drought of nothing really going on. Yeah. So this would have been pretty exciting, and it just looked like Thor to me. I thought Thor turned into a horse, and I had to know more. So.
Of course.
That's right. I've got that one. First Mr. Ed. All right, we got, let's see, who's next? Roger.
Okay, all right. So here is one of those. Thanks. Here's one of those for John's Comics with Kids where the cover did not really, it drew me in, but it didn't, the story does not really translate to what I would say the cover suggests, shall we say. So, again, Luke Cage, Hero for Hire, number 7, a very, street level kind of character hero. And here we see in the background, New York being destroyed by what looks like a nuclear blast and him being tied up and the villain needing, of course, to know that the button says destruct, but, because he could confuse it with the, a non-destruct button. We have a little Christmas tree back here, so you figure it's during the holidays. You have all these great little elements, where, this never happens. Okay. The art was somewhat disappointing. The story was pedestrian, shall we say. So it did not really hold up to the cover, but the cover, the suggestions here that Luke Cage is going to be some kind of, more expansive hero. The suggestion here was there, but it didn't really turn out that way. So great cover. It drew me in. It made me. I did not buy this initially. I bought this like at a half off. I think it cost me like 75 cents, something like that, because I said, hey, this is so cool, but it didn't hold up. So cool cover, not so cool story.
That's a great book too.
Mhm.
Question on that one: Did you show that book when we did our Christmas covers?
I don't remember if I did or if I didn't.
I don't know that
don't
you did. I don't remember seeing it before. So mark that book for next year, for this coming year. You know, for our Christmas show.
Here. Christmas right here.
Oh, he's right on the book.
Oh my
There you
God!
go. Christmas.
Yes.
There you go.
Say
It's on the plastic.
all right.
You CGC guys, you can now breathe. You can breathe, okay? It's on the plastic.
All right, good deal. We're proud of you. All right, old Scooty baby, let's see what you got.
All right. Well, let me recover from that shocking abuse of a comic I thought there. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
We've got one of my favorites, Captain America 250. Very simple image, no action, no nothing, but this amazing button of he's the people's choice, Captain America for president. What's more compelling than the thoughts of Captain America as the president of the United States? I had a t-shirt with this image on it for years because I just love it so much. Great John Byrne cover.
Mhm.
This run on Captain America is one of my favorites. Roger Stern, John Byrne. Oh, just you have to buy this book. You need it. It's amazing. Plus, you could win a Toys R Us shopping spree.
What?
I know.
Yeah. I was this close to picking that one too, Spoon. So I'm glad you got it because I limited myself, I think, to 20 comics because I figured, we wouldn't be here forever. Great pick. Absolutely. When I saw that, I was like, yes, we're going to have a president who has morals. And no, it didn't work out.
Sadly.
I still like it. I think it looks good.
That's
and
great.
I wondered if we were going to get a book that had the bicycle on it. The Win a Bike from Toys R Us.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I was like, I wonder if someone's going to pull out the Win a Bike from Toys R Us cover.
I don't think I have any of those in my stack here, but those are great.
Yeah.
I don't have any of those either. I mean, I have a ton, just not with, not here.
Oh, sure you do, Roger.
Yeah.
You know what they say? We got to see it or it didn't happen. So.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Here's one that please don't take it the right way, but here's a book that when I saw, I had to have, and I wondered about the rest of the story. It's Alien Worlds 3D. First, I always pick up 3D books, but I had not seen one that was quite so interesting to me. Look at that glare, you guys. Look. Who's got control? I think Roger's holding on to the vertical on that. Oh, and we got the patented BUB'S Comics double glare there. Sorry about that. But not sorry.
Sorry.
Hey, I can be sorry. It's still not
Are you apologizing?
So you got all those little tiny guys down there. See if I can get it to focus. There you go. Got all those little tiny guys down there planting a flag.
What's your pronunciation there, Bub?
To focus on this. And then we got this big, huge spaceship. And then look, it's like they don't even see her. It's like she's not even there. And she's watching them like she's playing with toys. So I had to know if more of that was in the book. And there is. So there you go.
Yeah, I was wondering how long it would be before Bub picked one of those more salacious covers.
53 minutes and 25 seconds.
Yeah, no, let me tell you, the Vegas odds were under 30 minutes. So
absolutely.
All right,
next. Am I next or Scoon?
Yes.
I believe you are next, Mr.
I am next. Okay. Well, since you showed a Captain America cover, let me tell you, I told you I could have picked probably just all Captain America covers and done well in this category. But this is one, when I saw this on, I believe this was off the spinner rack, I was like, oh my. Look at the, it's a Hulk because it says, then came the Hulk, right? Smashing that shield, and his shield at this point, I believe, was pretty much invulnerable. The vibranium, adamantium melding made it just, even the Hulk couldn't bend it, right? But the impact is so great that it's pushing him into the wall, and and cracking the plaster or whatever this is, the parts of the brick. And look at the grimace, a fabulous Ron Wilson, Bob Layton cover here. If when you saw this, you're like, oh man, how is Cap gonna take on the Hulk and survive? Yeah, you had to buy this cover. It is absolutely stupendous cover. Look at the teeth there. Look at the grimace there. Yeah, you can tell he is like. Look at the impact, aura here. Absolutely fabulous stuff. So that's one that I remember very, very vividly. Like that's one of those that I picked up, went right to the curb, and read it.
Right.
Yeah, that's great.
Got to see what's going on, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Careful! Oh my gosh!
Crow
Steve's had an accident.
Crow.
Is that Servo who fell?
He's okay. It's okay. They're tough.
Poor Crow.
All right, me after that dramatic.
No, not you. Yeah, you.
All right, let's give some DC Comics some love here. How about the world's worst reporter, Lois Lane, finally finding out at long last the secret revealed? Action Comics 662. This is a great cover. I was not the biggest. I didn't know the whole lore of Superman in comics. I didn't realize when Lois found out. I always assumed that she knew he was Superman quite a long time before this. So when I found this book, I was like, oh my God, she still doesn't know that Clark Kent is Superman? But it's a great cover. Her facial expression, the Superman logo, the chest emblem reflected in the glasses.
That is cool. I always like that about it.
You got to pick that up. In fact, I still have the dang price sticker from the comic shop that I used to work at on the cover there. I need to rebag and board a few books, but there you go.
Ooh, but that's the provenance there that you have.
Yes.
So I can understand. Yeah, the expression that she has on there to me is priceless. After all those years, and he was right under my nose. I didn't know it.
That quarter.
The entire whole time, right there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Excellent pick there, buddy.
Yeah,
excellent.
I'm in agreement on that one. All right, who's next?
You are.
Me?
The Bubster.
All right. So this next one is a little bit different than all the action covers that we've seen.
Mm-hmm.
This one is all about what's going on in this comic. I couldn't believe it because I'm obviously a Wolverine fan and I'm an Emma Frost fan. And then to see them kissing, which they don't have any romantic history. Now he gets around. I mean, he's he's been with Storm and of course Jean Grey and Mystique and others, so he's been around with all those, but he's never been with her. And as you're reading the story, there's no reason that this should be happening. So when you see this cover, you're like, whoa, and you gotta check out why these two are kissing. So it's probably the only cover we have that matches that category. Well, why are these two getting it on? Well, and then you got to read to find out.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I like that one.
Oh boy.
I mean, wouldn't you want to know why these two were kissing? They don't belong kissing. All right. What you got there, Roger?
Well, let me see. I don't have any romance covers, but I do have this one. Well, we were talking about Secret Wars previously. And again, we could go through that whole run and probably pick whatever you want, right? But again, here we have Dr. Doom. I think this is my second Doom cover. And just look at this Zek cover here. Look at the detail. Most of his armor has been incinerated. There's obviously been some kind of just absolutely huge battle going on. There's just fire and just shrapnel. And there's this big background here of smoke plumes and again more power coming off his gauntlets, and you don't see his mouth being agape like that very often on Dr. Doom. So I need to find out what happened here. Obviously, it says against the Beyonder, so you would think the Beyonder could just snap his fingers and Doom is history. So there must be something else going on. Something must have happened here that gave Doom a chance. So that's what I needed to find out. And so this is one of those, again, bought it off the LCS. Probably I had it in my pull list, but I couldn't wait to get this one. Yeah, especially the Secret Wars, and that was the first one I read or second one I read back in 1985, I believe it was.
Yeah,
and this was probably the very first one off the list on that day.
Oh yeah, how could it not be?
Yeah, that's very compelling to say the least.
I love that cover. I've got that one signed by Zek too. I think it's one of the best Doom covers. I get a lot of flack for saying that because there's so many good Doom covers. Yeah. But as far as a cover that there's lots of great Doom covers, but he's basically winning or ominous in all of them.
Yeah.
There's very few that are like, holy cow, Doom has met his match. What's going on here? And that cover's got it all. I mean, it's just got it all. Plus,
you don't see
in the corner. Oh, so good.
Yeah. Yeah. You don't see too much Doom skin ever.
No. I feel like that was the first time that I ever knew that he had skin. Like there,
Yeah, maybe one of the origin flashbacks showed a little his hands or something, but
probably
very few showed Doom skin.
That's a good point.
Great stuff. Thank you, Roger. That's a winner for sure. Love it. All right, what do we got? Is Scoon? Are we actually letting Scoon go again?
Please.
I don't know. You showed a bunch of DC last time. We got a rule on this show. All right, go on.
Going back to the Holy Land of Marvel here, and much like yourself, Bob, clearly I am also a romantic because here we have Thunderbolts number 30, Hawkeye and Moonstone. Little kissing action going on here. I was a big fan of this run of Thunderbolts. Hawkeye comes on to the team. Moonstone had been manipulating the team behind the scenes for months. And we thought Hawkeye was onto her, but now we got this cover, and what? Oh, no, what is happening? So I had to pick that sucker up, I remember.
Heck yeah. That looks fantastic.
It's a Mark Bagley cover. It's great. One of my favorites.
Got nothing to lose there.
Well, yeah, that Bagley did a great job on that cover. It's such the way he does the muscle striations on the neck and the chest there, just absolutely fabulous.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. All right, guys. You guys know I'm going to be pulling out some keys just because I'm lazy and they're easy to get to. But this has got to be one of the all-time throwdown covers. What's going to happen next? Right there.
Oh, boy.
This was so good that when I realized that it was a tie-in, I had not read Fall of the Mutants. The Fall of the Mutants storyline, which was a pretty big storyline for Marvel. It made the X-Men kind of die, if you will, and set them off all into their secret missions, separate missions and stuff. And when I read this and realized it was a tie-in to Fall of the Mutants, I had to read that whole storyline, all of it, because of this book. And that cover, in my opinion, the best McFarlane cover. Spider-Man 1's pretty good too. And there's a couple of Spawn that are pretty good, but this is definitely top 3 or 4. And for my money, it's the best, but I could see where people make an argument otherwise. But just fantastic. What a killer book.
It is a great book. I witnessed an argument once at a comic show where some gentleman was not a good cover because the width of Wolverine's claws was, quote, not accurate. And an argument ensued about artistic license, and I think someone's parentage might have been questioned. It got kind of
yeah. We tackled this one on Grader's Notes some months back, and it's not one of my favorite McFarlane covers. The one thing that I disliked is it wasn't so much the claws there. It's the Wolverine expression and face. It looks like he's aged 100 years, and it looks like his teeth are all capped, like dentures. So that but I do like the concept of the reflection on the claws there and so forth. But I would not say it's one of my favorite, but it's better than average, I would say, for sure.
You're all fired. My goodness, I can't believe it. Man. Unreal. I can't.
Well, some people here don't like George Perez. You know what I mean? So their opinions differ.
Yeah, I guess some people don't. I mean, I can't help it. I do like George Perez in someone else's collection, but every time he winds up in mine, I've only kept a few, and I let him go to better homes, I guess.
Okay.
All right.
Well, I'm not saying it's a dud. I just say it's not one of my favorites, so I'm not like dissing it.
Yeah, but coming from the great Roger, to not be one of your favorites is near apparent to being a dud.
Come on, I don't move the needle. All right, let's put it that way.
Absolutely.
I do not move the needle here. All right.
Absolutely.
So.
Oh, my two dads are fighting. I'm gonna go play Sega in the other room till this guy's done.
Hey, I tell you something, Goon. Your other dad moves the needle harder than Speedy.
Oh boy, you guys are too much, man. You guys are too much.
All right, Roger's up.
All right. So, okay.
Oh yes. Ooh, good one. Good one.
All right.
Good one.
All
I
right.
approve already.
Okay, and again, this is my original copy that I bought off the 7-Eleven spinner rack, and okay, I at the time I was a huge Spider-Man fan. I'm not quite as big now, but
how big were you?
5 foot,
250, 275. What are we talking?
5 foot 150.
Wow.
But when and I had been reading the previous storylines, and then all of a sudden it was like, hold on a second, there's 2 Spider-Man here, and one is and notice the subtle color. One is more purplish, one is more bluish, so you could sort of tell them apart. I thought that was a nice little subtle change here. And then we have Ned Leeds tied to what looks like a stack of TNT, and the Jackal, cackling over him. So, like, how is Spidey supposed to save this guy when he's got, not only that, he's got to defeat somebody with his own powers, and then if he somehow prevails, he's got to defeat the Jackal, and then he's got to get there in time to save Ned Leeds. I got to find out how he does it. It's the impossible. It's inconceivable that he could do this. So I had to buy this and find out that is indeed a clone and part of the original Clone Saga. Spoilers, I guess, right?
Oh, Roger.
But fabulous cover design. I love the yellow and how it brings out the foreground characters and the greens of Jackal and Ned Leeds there. And you have this big light bank back here, so they're kind of at a kind of an isometric angle from the below. Just excellent, excellent. The concept of a cover, and then there's the pull factor, or the factor of you got to get in there. You have to find out what's going to happen here. So all these elements combine to one of the best Spider-Man covers that I've seen.
Yeah, that is. I'm a big fan of the Clone Saga. That's a book that I do not have yet. That is definitely on my hunt list. Great cover.
I smell an A-OK.
Oh, I don't think he's giving it up. That's too good.
Yeah, this is my original. If I find another, it's coming your way.
Oh, bless you.
There you go. Hey, let me know when you're going to send that package, because there's a couple of things that I'd like to put in there, or I'd like you to put in there for me. You send it to me, then I'll send what's left to him.
That'll never make it out of the state of Kentucky.
Yeah, that's probably true. All right, Scoon, old buddy, what do you got?
I have, back to DC, don't hate me, Suicide Squad number 10. This was the start. I love the Suicide Squad run, but I didn't read it straight off. But I remember going through the cheap bins and finding this issue, and I did not know who Amanda Waller was at all at this time. But I picked this up. I'm like, who is this woman that is poking her finger into Batman's chest, got him recoiling here, backing into a corner? What is this comic? And I picked it up, and I tracked down the rest of them. It's one of my favorite runs. Great book.
Yeah.
Excellent.
That's a killer.
Excellent.
Great choice.
I agree. When I saw that cover, I was like, exactly your expression. I was like, what is going on that this woman has such power over Batman? Batman, he knows about everybody. He prepares. He has a plan for everything. There's no situation where he is not ready for. So it looks to me like he is just not prepared here, and that she has got something over him. Notice how he's kind of slumping. He never does that.
He's cowering back. If this
Yeah.
were one of those 60s comics, one of those wacky ones, it would be like him going to pick up Robin from school, and this is the principal cracking wise on him because Robin didn't have his homework done.
Excellent.
Cracking wise.
Excellent.
Love it.
Excellent.
Let's see.
Excellent.
Who's up? And that book is the first Suicide Squad book I ever bought. So for sure, it did exactly what you said to me. Got my attention. I got the book, and for a while, it was the only Suicide Squad book in my collection for quite a long time. So anyway, thank you for showing that book. That is awesome.
Yeah, very excellent. Excellent.
All right, here's my choice. And this is, again, a key, but I'm going to file this under the they wanted you to read it, but did it make you read it category? And that is the Shazam 20 Center, where Superman, this is one of those make you mad books. And I thought Roger was going to pull out a couple of those because he and I have had this discussion before.
Yeah.
But this was one of those make you mad books because you think Superman is going to be in this book, and he's not. And spoiler, sorry about that, guys.
What?
I know. I know. He's not in the book. He's on the book.
He's not.
But he's not in the book. And it really upset me thinking that he was going to be in that book. But no go. So, but there you go. That's an example of DC pulling their tricks, honestly. I mean, really.
Yeah.
And not giving you what you want. But knowing what you want, but not giving it to you. So it's still a good book, though.
But it is a compelling cover, though. I'll tell you right off the bat. That is a compelling cover. When you see, because remember at this point, Shazam was never in the DC universe. He was in Fawcett. So to see him now, and CC Beck, his original artist, use him on the cover, and now Superman and him. You thought, like you said, it's sort of misdirection, but these two are teaming up in a comic. I gotta buy this, and no.
Yeah.
Wah, wah, wah.
Yeah, wah, wah. All right, there, Roger, my boy. Last call. Last call.
All right, so I'll do two because I got at least do.
Oh.
Wow.
So, all right, so let me set the scene here, right? Because this is.
I expect no less.
Yeah. Okay. 19. This is, I think, 1970 or so.
Thank you for staying in this century.
Yeah. Well, yeah. My antebellum comics are in another house.
I never cared for that band. Go ahead.
Ooh, getting late, boys. Getting late.
So, 1970. I was not. I did not buy this one off the rack. I got this one later on, but. As I was going back, probably I got this in the mid 70s, 76, somewhere in there. And when I saw this, I was like, whoa, hold on a second. These are my heroes here. Vision, Black Panther, Quicksilver, Giant Man. And you got, hold on, you got, who's this here? And you got Medusa and Black Widow and Scarlet Witch and the Wasp, and they took down the guys. No. This can't be happening. This doesn't make this cannot happen. This has to be some kind of mistake. I have to find out what it is. Well, it happened. I believe this was the Enchantress that pulled them together to try to defeat the Avengers, and they did. They whipped their what's-its. And a really good story too. I thought a really well done story. Of course, later on they find out and what happened and all that. But very compelling cover to have female again. 1970, guys. This was not something that now there's much more equality and so forth. Back then, to have this kind of scenario was incredibly strange and again compelling to me because it's just something you never saw coming.
I like it. I think that's a pretty good choice.
Yeah, that's a great one. That's classic.
Yeah. For sure. All right, Schooner.
All right, last one. Let's see. We are going to end back on DC, strangely enough, but this is the only one book I even own. Wonder Woman 298, a random Frank Miller cover. I saw this just a couple years ago going through the back issue bins, and it just look at. Wonder Woman has died. There are rats gnawing on her bones. There's a sword through her. It's what in the world has happened here? I have to know. So I had to bring that home. That's just striking, just compelling as can be.
Who did that cover, Schoon?
That's a Frank Miller cover. Frank Miller, Dick Giordano.
Wow.
Yeah, it's so random to see him do a Wonder Woman cover, like 1982 Wonder Woman cover.
I didn't know he did any on there.
I haven't researched it, but the only one that I'm aware of.
That is fabulous. I gotta get that. That is just fabulous. I mean, it's kind of a bondage cover, but it's a dead skeleton, I guess. Right. So maybe who knows?
That's hideous.
Oh man, but it's
like compelling. In a good way, but it's hideous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm with Schoon. I'd have to get that comic. I'd have to.
I don't know if that's Steve Trevor back there, but the look on his face, like half of his face in shadow, he's just in shock what he's seeing. That's pretty compelling.
Oh man, that's
absolutely
a sword right through the chest. Holy smokes!
But her hair looks good.
Yeah, she had
well, she went to the hairdresser, in skeletal form previously, obviously.
Hey, Kate Titus from Japan. Glad.
Hey, konnichiwa.
We miss you anytime you're not here. Glad you make it.
She has lost lots of weight. Nice one. Nice one.
All right, let's see who's up. No, is it me?
You're
all right. Here's the last one, and this one is corny. Another kind of actually, though the story does deliver, but anyway, here's one. Justice League number 16. Of course, this is in that title where they move it all over the board. Here's some more DC love. Because DC's good with those covers, I think. Especially, even at this time, Marvel was still doing good covers. But these days, they're all such, portrait covers. Really tell you nothing about the story. But have you guys ever seen this?
It's in my stack of books over here.
No way.
I have not. It has that, obviously it has the James Bond there.
Oh, that's James Bond all day.
But I like it. It's also kind of like has that, roaring 20s or 30s kind of vibe to it. I like it.
Yeah. And it says his name is Wayne, Bruce Wayne. And of course you knew what that meant. So this is going to be Bruce Wayne. He's even holding a Walther
PPK. There you go.
Even holding the correct Bond gun. I mean, you had to have wanted to, and when you read the book, they actually drew Bruce Wayne in the style, I want to say, and I hope I'm right. Somebody will correct me. I'm a big Bond fan, but I want to say he's drawn in the style of, it's not my favorite Bond, but a lot of people love Roger Moore.
Yeah.
I think that fits the right time period too. But if you read the book, every panel inside, he's drawn like Roger Moore, even with the hair and everything. It's really something. So and Batman doesn't do guns. I mean, this is everything that you need to want to read this book. I think it's great. So
and that's obviously fire there.
Look at the little twinkle. Good eye there. Good eye. Now, of course, Disney. Steve, that's not how we do this. So this is how we do it on BUB'S Comics. Look at the detail on the heel there.
Oh man.
He even put the little like rubber piece on the very tip of the heel. You see that? Let's see. I'll turn it so you can get it just right. There you go. That is good ankle work as well. So we thank you for that. Ding. Yep.
Oh boy.
The opinions of Bub do not necessarily recommend the entire comic chats.
Yeah. Do not represent the rest of us. Absolutely do not.
It absolutely. Everyone is in agreement on that one. So there it is. Yeah.
I hope Schoon got the disclaimer form before he got on here.
Oh wait, what? Oh,
it was in the email. It was in the email. Oh
no, it was probably snail mail to the neighbor's house or something. No, Bub.
Oh man. Oh well.
Well,
my legal counsel after this.
Well, Schoon, did you have a good time?
I had a tremendous time. This was so much fun, guys. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, we're so glad to have you. I'm glad that you liked Roger enough to say yes to him after 3 or 4 weeks straight of saying no to me. I really appreciate that.
I do what I can.
I don't get a lot of no's when I ask people stuff of people. I have to
Oh,
that
boy.
part that
Listen
that part
at
I have to
Roger
admit.
now.
But that is more what Bub and Scoot. That is more reflective of how awesome the community is than any reflection of me or my influence.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Roger loves the community. Absolutely.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. See, only Roger would say "oh." He said Roger says "oh." Roger we're going ooh. He's going "oh." I want to know where that cane is. All right, we got to.
Okay.
Well, I appreciate it, guys. You've each individually been a pleasure, and then together you've been all right. So I want to thank you a bunch for being on the show.
That's high praise when it comes to Bub. Let me tell you, Scoon. That is, I mean, yeah, believe me, a Pulitzer is not as good as that one.
You know, we never had any technical difficulties tonight. You believe that? One woman usually solves all our technical difficulties. She's not been called upon tonight, so that happens. So anyway, Roger has a what? What is that? Oh, Roger. I think Roger's got to go. Yep.
Boy.
Roger's needed at the... All right, Roger. We'll let you go.
Oh boy.
We thank you for joining us. Hey, Roger, you got anything going on your fine channel?
This Thursday actually, I have Graders Notes on my channel.
Ooh.
And we are going to be actually, I happen to have it here handy. We are going to be reviewing Time Warp #1.
Yes.
And it's science. Another great cover that kind of I also would like to know what's going on in here.
Yes, the bottom right corner of that cover is fantastic.
Yeah. Let's keep it family friendly here.
Hey, well, you're watching it.
So if you want to get into, if you like getting really deep diving into, like Bub's saying, one comic, then join us, Graders Notes, on my channel Thursday, 8 o'clock Eastern. And of course, I have the contest roundup on Thursday, probably sometime in the afternoon. And of course, every Tuesday, I'm going to start my Master of Kung Fu series. I'm going to go through all his appearances in the Bronze Age.
Wow. That sounds good. I think everybody can agree with that. Good stuff.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. Scoon, you got anything? Are you ready for your weekly video yet, or what, or your monthly video, or sometimes twice in 1 week and then not for 2 months?
I know. I'm all over the place. I'm thinking Thursday evening I'll have another one of my world famous grab bag comics to show off to everybody. And I will make sure that I bring the enthusiasm and the opening that the people expect of me.
Yes. Your many followers, we all want to see that.
The dozens and dozens of followers. Yes.
Yes.
Hopefully that'll be in the hundreds soon. We'll see.
I believe so. All right. I don't really have anything going on my channel other than the usual. There'll be a few more hauls. I've picked up a few more books. I've got some original art, or not original art. I've got some signed. I have a signed print by Wally Wood that I'd love to show, but I'm not quite sure how to put tape on it. So it's going to be, it's going to be, I don't know what to do with it. I don't even know where to hang it. It's like, why did I buy this? So I have no appropriate place in my life to hang this thing. So, but it's in the collection. It'll be one of those things that, like, as people go through, someday I'll pass on. They'll go through my collection. They'll be like, "Oh, look at this thing! I can't believe he had this thing wrapped up in a tube." I'm like, well, where would you put it? So, anyway, good stuff. I got that coming up, and I'm always teasing that I'm gonna do some gaming videos on my channel, and I ran a poll on YouTube, and it was overwhelmingly responded that either they didn't care, or that, yes, go ahead and do it. And with only a few people choosing the also comical answer of no. So we'll see. So maybe I do a little bit of that. And I've got some repair and clean and press videos I need to make just to get some projects off my to-do list. So got a few fun things to do on my channel, but that's about it. So that should be fun.
Sounds good.
All right, fam. Let's I like saying that because we got Hydra Comics showed back up recently, He came out of hiding, so he always says fam in all the comments. So all right. In honor of his return, we'll catch you next time on BUB'S Comics. Thanks again, Scoon, for being here tonight, and Roger, thanks for always being here, except when you're not. And good to have you all. And remember to read a comic and don't apologize for the glare. Bye-bye.